Hello and welcome. I'm here today with the Compaq Portable III. In 1987, this was a state-of-the-art portable 286 that cost as much as a car. Today, it's an early PC in a very cool form factor with a beautiful amber gas plasma display. Last time I made a video, I'd never been able to turn it on, and when I tried to after a repair, something literally exploded. But as you'll have seen, I returned victorious after 8 months with a working machine. Here's the repairs I've made and some demos in games I've got working on there. Up first, some proactive maintenance on the power supply. Okay, so here is the power supply with its electrolytic and the one film capacitor replaced. This is not something I particularly wanted to do, working on mains voltage stuff with these big capacitors on a near 40-year-old power supply. I'd rather just replace the whole thing. But seeing as we need the plus and minus 200 volts and I don't have all the pinouts and it's a pretty complicated power supply with a power good signal and all sorts, probably makes sense to try and keep this going. Here we go. When you are an idiot and didn't plug the mains cable back into the board. Right, now something should happen, right? Okay, will the fan spin or will it go bang? Take two. No fear. Just not enough hands as a human being. Very inadequate. That looks good, that's exactly 5. Very nice. This is going a lot better than I imagined it would. And so here I kept on testing the voltages. On screen is the pinout for the power supply connector. As someone mentioned, this info was hard to find. Everything checked out and I went on to connect the motherboard and see if it would now stay powered on, instead of sending the power supply into protection mode right away. It did not, and this is before I tried my first motherboard repair, which led to the explosion. If you're a completionist who must watch a season in order, you can go watch that video now. However, for our story, all we need to know is that the power wasn't the problem, and it's now refreshed. Next up, I bit the bullet and replaced all of the explosion-sized capacitors. I got back to working on the Compaq Portable III, so I've gone through and redone all of the capacitors that like to explode. Now I've got to clean the board up, just remove any bits of metal and flux and whatever, and give it a good check over to see if I've bridged any contacts or if I've got any bad joints. Painstaking process of checking all this. Looks a bit mucky, that one. Right. I'm not feeling nervous at all. I think everything will be just fine. But I guess we're just gonna wait and find out, right? Okay, so really the goal here is A, not to have any of the capacitors explode, and B, the power supply should actually stay on, because at the moment it's always had a short, so it will just come on and then immediately go off in protection mode. So if the thing comes on, doesn't explode and stays on, we'll be a step further on, and then we can try connecting up drives and screens and things like that. So let's see if we're getting ahead of ourselves and try turning this thing on. Well, the thing actually came on and stayed on and got a red power light. I thought this was potentially a never-ending project. I'm so relieved. Let's try hooking it up and see if the rest of the thing actually works. Alrighty, so I've got the graphics card and the screen hooked up now. Oh my goodness, it looks like it might work. What will I get? RAM check? Oh, this looks pretty promising. Okay, keyboard or system unit error, diskette controller error. Yes, lots of things are still unplugged, so that will be why. And I'm going to need that diagnostic disc. But, oh my goodness, it looks good! Let's hook some more stuff up. Oh no! Okay, I also made the debug disc. Let's try that. Now this is where I should probably have a battery attached to the motherboard. Aha, so this supports 1.44 meg floppies. I have no idea if the disk that's in there, disk drive that's in here does. When you are satisfied, press F3 to exit. So the hard disk works, which is amazing, to be honest. This program is more than 366 months old, you bet. Drivers 1992. Look at this corporate stuff. Scanning for viruses. Is it going to have a login? Is there security on this thing? It has got a Pricewaterhouse sticker on it, and the fact that it says PW antivirus makes me think it's still the original stuff. I wonder how long ago this last powered up. Look at this fancy stuff. Okay, let's have a play around, see what we got. Lotus. It's got mail and everything. This is fascinating because it's like a full... This is like a full corporate setup on this such an old machine. This is really interesting. I guess I should take the drive out and back it up. See what all is on here. Exploding the library. So it turns out you can slide the storage section out with a single screw, which is nice. And the floppy drive is from 1992, according to the sticker, and it's a 1.44 meg, so it's way newer than the rest of the machine. And it's kind of been retrofitted, and it has this chunk of electronics on the back. So it's going from like the old style floppy connector and the Molex down to the new style floppy power and data. So I guess this is some sort of retrofit. And here we have the hard disk. I'm not planning to take it out if I can avoid it. It's got these huge rubber mounts to help protect against vibration and shock, since this is a portable machine. So that perhaps that's why it's still working. It just says type 17. I think this might actually be a Compaq part. You can see it's got this cable attaching the mechanics to the electricals. Now I did read that some of these old things are basically MFM drives, and the board is kind of an adapter to IDE. But this is IDE, so I can hopefully connect it to my Pentium 2 and get a backup. And that one and all is a fully operational Compaq Portable. I've been desperate to have this working. It's just such a cool thing, and probably the most unusual machine I own. From the elegant engineering to the design, packaging, and that beautiful amber screen, I love this thing. And it also makes a very practical retro machine. When you're not using it, you can close it up and store it much more easily than a hulking desktop and monitor. It's been quite a journey to get here. Right up until it worked, there were a few signs of life, and I didn't know if it would ever be a fully working machine again. Judging by the contents of the drive, it may have been turned off or failed around 1993 and never worked since. This makes the drive a time capsule, and I'll have to see what's on there before changing anything. However, in the meantime, here's a bunch of clips of what it can do. On the screen has been a game called Pyro II, and next up some demos I managed to find and get working. Finally, my halting attempts at playing Prince of Persia, a game I dimly remember in green monochrome from many years ago on a computer belonging to a friend of my dad's. I'll link more info on these in the description, and until next time, one and all, I will see you out there. This is a hard game.